Welcome to the Stock Guy Analysis. On November 21st, BitMine Immersion Technologies is dropping its latest financial results. And look, this is not just another boring quarterly update. What we're about to see is a huge make or breakout moment for this company and really for its entire vision for the future. You could seriously make the case that this is the most important earnings call in BitMine's entire history. But it's not about the usual stuff, like revenue or profit. This is the moment of truth for their totally unconventional business model. So, what makes them so different anyway? To really get what's at stake here, you first have to understand that BMNR is not your average crypto miner. Not even close. They're playing a completely different game. And that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating. Okay, so here's the core difference. A typical crypto miner, they're obsessed with hash rate, how much their electricity costs, and selling whatever they mine for a quick profit. But BMNR, nope. They're playing the long game, and it is focused on one thing and one thing only: ETH accumulation. Their mining operation isn't the final product. It's just the engine that funds their real mission, which is buying and holding as much Ethereum as they can get their hands on. Their model is actually pretty simple when you break it down. It's a three-step process. First, they use this super efficient immersion-cooled mining, which is just a fancy way of saying they dunk their computer hardware in a special liquid to keep it cool, letting it run at max power 24/7. This generates a ton of cash. Step 2, they take all that cash and immediately use it to buy Ethereum. And step 3, they just hold it. They lock that ETH away as their main treasury asset. So, you see, they're not really a miner, they're an Ethereum accumulation engine. And their ambition, it is absolutely staggering. The company's public goal, what they've told everyone, is to eventually own 5% of the entire supply of Ethereum. Just let that sink in for a second. That is a massive, incredibly audacious goal that shapes every single decision they make. It's the big promise to their investors. So, why is this particular report the moment of truth? Well, it's because while a company can put out feel-good press releases all year long, an official earnings report is different. It's a legally binding document. It is a sworn statement of fact. This is the one place where we as investors get to see the unvarnished truth. And they're legally required to show us the real numbers, the actual revenue from their mining, how much cash they have on hand. And this is the big one, the exact amount of Ethereum they have bought and are currently holding. This is the only real peek we get under the hood. Now, to add a little more drama to the mix, there's the timing. This report is coming out a little bit later than you might expect. And in the world of finance, delays almost always mean something is happening behind the scenes. The report's showing up around the 80-day mark. So, what could this delay actually mean? Is it good news, bad news? What's going on? Well, for a company whose main asset is crypto, things can get complicated with the auditors. The delay could be something as simple as complex accounting for ETH's wild price swings. But it could also signal that something much, much bigger is being finalized. Things that take time to get right on the books, like a massive new ETH purchase, a huge expansion of their mining infrastructure, or maybe a new financing deal. The point is, a delay like this often means something is up. So, when that report finally hits, what should you actually be looking for? Let's walk through the essential checklist. The 6 key numbers that are going to tell you everything you need to know. Seriously, forget all the other noise. These 6 items right here, this is what matters. This tells the entire story. Okay, number 1, and this is the most important one by far, ETH holdings. How much do they have? This is the only number that really truly matters. Are they adding a couple hundred ETH, or are they adding a few thousand? We need to see that number growing and growing fast. Number 2, mining cash flow. This is the engine. Is it strong? Is it growing? A healthy cash flow means more firepower to buy more ETH. Third, treasury revaluation. We need to see how the ups and downs of ETH's price are actually affecting their balance sheet. Fourth, financing. How are they paying for all this growth? We need to look for any new deals and crucially see if it's diluting the value for current shareholders. Fifth, infrastructure expansion. Are they building more mining capacity? This is a direct signal of their future potential. And finally, number 6, strategic guidance. You got to listen carefully to what the management says on the call. Do they double down on that insane 5% goal? Any hesitation, there would be a huge red flag. All right, so all of this brings us to the ultimate test. This earnings report isn't just about how they did last quarter. It's about proving that their entire grand vision isn't just a cool idea, but something that is actually happening. The company's ambition is pretty simple to say, but incredibly hard to pull off. They want to become the MicroStrategy of Ethereum. And that's a powerful comparison that perfectly sums up their goal. So what does that really mean? Well, think of it like this. It's a company that uses its day-to-day business, in their case, mining, for the one and only purpose of systematically buying and holding a massive chunk of Ethereum. It's about turning normal cash flow directly into a core piece of the network itself. So this call really is the test. It's going to show us if their ETH accumulation is real and if it's speeding up. It'll prove if their cash flow model can actually last. We'll see if their treasury growth is on track. And ultimately, we'll find out if that path to that incredible 5% goal is actually becoming clear. And that brings us to the final critical question that is just hanging over this entire event. When the numbers finally come out, will they prove the thesis? Well, we are all about to find out. Stay tuned and turn on your notification button so you don't miss out on latest update.